I don't know why YouTube always want to mess with my lives. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. What's up, Chelsea? I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what just happened, man. You feel me? Like the live ended. I tried to start it back up, talking about we can't reconnect at this time. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. I don't think I said anything wrong. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I must was too honest. Yeah, that was crazy. But we back. Rock on what it is.
Like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? The crazy part is, bro, he done already did some shit that's a violation. But don't nobody really know about it but me and goddamn Cash, XO.
So you can't be mad at him though, y'all. You can't be mad at him. Yo, Young Thug owe Gunna apology. Man, family, put that in the title. Yo, he owes Gunna apology, man. Ready to change the title, man. Your boy apology, y'all. You can't you like yo, you put way like yo, you put way too much on that boy. Like how you gonna be mad at yo, man? You put way too much on. Can't be mad at y'all. You need to be mad at yourself. Cause you should have known better. Should have known better. Hold up. Let me change the title. Young Thug. See, yo, this how you know I'm fair, y'all. Hard as I've been going in on Gunna, because of new information, we came to the conclusion that he owes Gunna an apology. Not because he didn't tell. Not because he ain't tell, but because you knew he wasn't right. You knew he wasn't right, and you expected Joe to do something that he ain't never done. You know what I mean? You expected that man to do something that he ain't never done, bro. You dead wrong for that.
Brother, he already done did some shit that was a violation that I supposed to cut him off for.
Why you
He
say
already
that,
done did some
man?
shit where I supposed to cut him off for. I just found a new way to love him. And I try to be how y'all live. I try to look at him from a different light and be like, maybe he ain't understand. Maybe he ain't know.
He didn't know.
I know he knew though. Maybe he ain't know. The only reason why I knew he knew is because he denied it. Instead of saying, damn, bro, I ain't even know.
Yeah,
A
but
nigga that don't know gonna say,
it ain't
damn, I ain't
about
even know that.
it ain't what's up 2000. It ain't about the plea coming up in trial. Gunna shouldn't have supposed to took that plea. But now what I know now that I can't be mad at Gunna because Thug knew Gunna wasn't right from the beginning. You knew he wasn't honorable. He's not an honorable man. I mean, he's about self-preservation. You knew this. You knew this. You can't be mad at that boy, man. Like I said, Corey, it's like me hanging with a rat. If I hang with a rat, and if I go do a crime with a rat, and he tell on me, I can't be mad at yo. How I be mad at him? I knew he was a rat. This is what rats do. You feel me? I gotta take full accountability because I shouldn't have never been fucking with yo like this. I can't be mad at yo on no level. I don't want nothing done to him. I would do. I can't be mad at any. I gotta take accountability. Jeffrey not taking accountability, man. He not taking accountability, man. Mr. Funkadelic, hit the cash app. Don't worry about. Yeah, YouTube do be hating. Don't worry about what's on my EBT. Hit the cash app. Worry about what's on my cash app, Mr. Funkadelic.
A nigga that know what he doing.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, Jimmy. He knew Gunna wasn't like that and would tell. You can't expect him to stay silent in that situation. Facts. You can't be mad at him. Can't be mad at him, yo.
What he gonna say? Hell no. I denied it. Like, hell no, right?
Yeah, but that ain't no excuse. That ain't no excuse, Hot Mo. His man was wrong. I told my man, fuck no. What you mean? Like, yo, if my man would have told me, if my man would have died before he died, be like, yo, keep it G, I want you to hang with this rat. I'd be like, man, shit, you tripping, nigga. You shouldn't be fucking with him. You ain't go. I'm not gonna fuck with him. Like, that ain't no excuse, yo. You can't get that. You can't ride with that. Yeah, man, that ain't no excuse over here, yo. Cause his man flaw. If he wouldn't even be my friend. He wouldn't even be my man fucking with yo, and I know he ain't right. The whole situation is fucked up. They could have avoided everything if he just would have never fucked with him. They could have avoided the whole thing. Cause his man wasn't right. You knew that boy told, bro. Why you gonna link me up with a rat? You trying to set me up or something? You feel me? Like, you trying to put me together? You know how I'm living. Yeah, man, you living probably the same way, but you fucking with yo, you know he ain't solid. Nah, man, I don't know. Yeah, I pay taxes too, bitch. Hit the cash app. But that's what I'm saying. He did know he wasn't no. He said he knew he wasn't right. He said, yo, before he picked up Gunna, he already knew about the Crime Stoppers. So you brought this guy around knowing he wasn't right. Y'all catch a case together. He tells. Surprised? You feel me? Like, yo, you can't be surprised in that sense.
Like, that's just how the circle of life. That's how I go. You gotta understand, bro. I had him man on me every day since late 2015. I had him man on me every day, bro. I made that man I made him a millionaire. Like,
yo, Gunna,
I bought his first apartment that he lived in. I bought it with my money. I made him put his money up. Keep your money. I bought it with my money because I had a little extras. I bought that shit. I went half and half with you to buy your mama house. Your mama first house, get her out of the hood. I did that. Me. I told you to go down there to the country town and get your daddy, no matter what.
Yo, this one of them situations where yo, you can't buy loyalty, bro. You know what I mean? You can't buy loyalty and you can't change people. I made that mistake, yo. Thinking you can't change nobody, yo. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's not possible. People are who they are. And I see how Thug feel betrayed. He can feel betrayed. But ultimately, yo, he got to take accountability, yo, because you opened that door. That door wasn't never supposed to open. You wasn't never supposed to be fucking with that boy like that, man. You wasn't never supposed to have him entrenched in this whole wise. You wasn't never supposed to do that. Can't blame Gunna for that, man. Can't blame Gunna for that. Can't blame nobody for that, bro. Yeah, you're right. And anything, he put him in a trick bag. You put that boy in a trick bag, yo. That boy wasn't involved. He ain't had nothing to do with that shit, man. You know what I mean? He ain't never been on no gangster time.
With your daddy.
He said that's gonna go towards the right. HB ain't been here in a minute, yo. So he don't know that we switched over to the Umar Johnson side of things. What the fuck you been at, HB? HB, yo, we try to build a rec center for the community, man. That mean we building rec centers at the Cash App. We building rec centers in every major city across America. And it will be open eventually. Yeah, I mean, we ain't giving no dates. We ain't giving no timetables, no timeline. Just trust me, yo. I mean, this is an honor system. You know, when you send the cash apps, just trust and believe that one day I'm gonna make do on what I said, man.
Yeah, that. Everybody talking about why he ain't say it and why he quiet. What can you say? What can you say? If you was Gunna, what can you say? If you was him, knowing everything you know about this shit, what can you say? If you was him, just think of something you think you could say. Man. If you was in Gunna's shoes, what happened? I can't really put myself in his shoes. I was just saying. Nah, but sometimes guess what, bro? Feelings. That's what I think he should say. If everything you saying is valid, I think he should call you and have a conversation. But would you take a conversation?
No, I wouldn't. Ain't nothing to talk about, bro. Like, yo, ain't nothing to talk about, bro. I mean, he do need to apologize, yo. But we can never do this again. I mean, it'll never be that. All right, if you was to take away the fact that Jeffrey knew Gunna wasn't right, and just deal with what he said, yo, I poured everything into this boy. You know what I mean? I spent more time with him than my kids, than my girl. I made do with my promises to my man. If you just deal with that part of it, man, ain't nothing to talk about, bro. You went bad, like I said. Before we found out that Jeffrey knew Gunna wasn't right, before he even linked up with him, before we found any of that out, and just deal with the situation at hand, if anybody was supposed to stand 10 toes with Young Thug throughout this whole YSL shit, it supposed to have been Gunna. He was the only other millionaire. You know what I mean? A millionaire that he created. They supposed to lived and died on that same hill, man. If it came time and sentencing and Jeffrey caught life, we supposed to call life together, man. That's what's up, Race. You been at Race? Like, that's the type of friend I am. Like I told y'all how I carried it with my peoples. Like, yo, we in this together, yo. And see, we gonna win or we gonna lose, yo. But we ain't separating. You feel me? I ain't jumping on the opposite side. You know, I ain't getting on no stand. I ain't doing none of that. And see, we gonna fight the case and come home victorious, or we gonna fight this bitch and we gonna lose, or we gonna cop out together. But we ain't doing, you know, we ain't splitting ways. No, that's not how that shit works. Not when you're dealing with loyalty. Not when you're dealing with loyalty. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, HB. I'm saying all that if we didn't just find out that Jeffrey already knew Gunna wasn't right. Now, since he already knew Gunna wasn't right, yo, he need to apologize to Gunna because you put too much on him. I mean, it's like putting the motherfucking it's like putting the motherfucking it's like standing on a fucking a table you got from the dollar store. You feel me? You know that bitch gonna break. You dumb as it. That's like standing on the table you got from the dollar store and that bitch break on you. And you be mad as a motherfucker. Fuck you mad for? That was dumb as a bitch. You knew that table had a leg missing. Fuck you stand on top of that bitch. What you thought it was gonna hold you up? Like, you just can't expect more from what people already shown you. He's shown you disloyalty. He's shown you he's not a man of integrity. He's shown you he's selfish. So why did you expect anything other than that? Especially when you talking about jail time. You feel me? We talking about life is on the line. We talking about missing time for your family, time for your kid. Man, you should have known, man. You should have known he was going to be the first one to get the fuck out of here. Like, man, he tripping. What's up, huh? Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you new. Loyalty is old, y'all. When you go out your way for people, y'all. You do owe him something, yo. Gunna owed Thug, yo. He owed him. You know, yo, he wasn't supposed to do that to that man. Yo, like I said, it shouldn't have been nobody else. If that shit went to trial and everybody else copped out, yo, Gunna was supposed to be on that bitch like, yo, I'm going to trial with you, my nigga. You feel me? And we gonna fight this shit together. With everybody testifying on us. You feel me? Like, yo, with Woody on the stand, with this person on the stand, yo, we gonna sit there and we gonna fight this shit, bro. He owed that man, yo. He definitely owed that man loyalty, man. Hey, know what you owe me, Darius? The cash app. Hit the cash app, man. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all make sure I hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you new. I mean, y'all might have watched this, but you ain't watching with Keeping G News, yo. When you watch it with me, it's totally different.
Morals and principles, it ain't nothing you can say. But the victim, like, well, these folk tricked me. Well, I got down, they're my brother no matter what. They're my brother no matter what. How you gonna say that to a nigga you just...
Yeah, he changed his whole life.
We all in this motherfucking trial pushing. YSL is not a game. This is the narrative. What's the worst betrayal you can do from in a trial where we saying YSL is not a game? What's the worst you can do? Say it's a fucking game.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Nigga, them folk called you second in charge. Them folk called you CEO, second man in charge.
Hold up, let me say this though. What about the niggas who actually started YSL with you? Didn't they take their plea before Gunna?
No, he the first plea.
I told y'all Gunna was the first plea.
Gunna took the first plea.
Niggas try to act like Gunna didn't. Yo, Gunna took the first plea, man. He took the first. He was the first one. Like like he said, they saying you the number 2 in charge. Yo, he copped out. Yo, Gunna might only been locked up for 3 days. She felt like, how long was Gunna locked up before he took that plea? Hold on, y'all. Yo, when did YSL get indicted? We ready to figure this shit out. When did YSL get indicted? May 9th, 2022. When did Gunna take a plea deal? Hold up, y'all. Yeah, he wasn't locked up for more than 90 he wasn't locked up for more than 90 days. That nigga took a plea deal quick as a bitch. December. Yo, that man copped out in 6 months. May, 7 months. It took you 7 months, man. That boy was fighting that case for 3 days. 3 days. It felt like 3 days. It looked like it for like 3 days to y'all. Like, I thought it was 3 days. You feel me? Like, straight up though, man. That nigga copped out quick as a bitch. Another thing that's another thing, a part of his plea. Yo, a part of his plea deal, yo, he could have got on that stand. Like, it wasn't in his plea that he didn't have to testify. They said he could plead the 5th to things involving him, but he got to answer all questions involving somebody else. You know what I mean? And his whole plea deal was surrounded by what other people did. That man signed a plea, said YSL was a gang that needed to be stopped. Y'all must have forgot the plea. Let's go back to this. We're going to go back to this. Just so I can refresh y'all on this plea deal. Because people might have forgot. People might have forgot what Gunna actually did, man. That man said YSL he said he witnessed crimes. He said he witnessed crimes, man. Look at this shit. I think y'all might have forgot. Hell yeah. Early in the game. Them boys sat for a whole nother 2 years. like that's what I'm saying. That's why I said he copped out in 3 days. Yo, them boys sat for a whole nother 2 years after Gunna plea. That nigga copped out as early as convenience. Which now when you tell somebody hit me back at your earliest convenience, that nigga copped out at his earliest convenience, man.
Affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the game to the detriment of my community. YSL as a game must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Gunna's
See, yo,
court
that's what
appearance
people got, yo.
Wednesday.
Those are his statements. Yo, once you sign that deal, these are your statements, man. So if it ever came a time where he's called to testify, he gotta say that. He gotta admit to those things, man. He told. Like what Gunna did was way worse than Thug did. Yo, Thug didn't send nobody to jail, man. Gunna plea deal could have got people sentenced. You understand? His plea deal could have got people sentenced to prison for years. Man, this shit long as a bitch. And we ain't gonna watch this whole interview. I know this bitch for 3 hours. Excuse me. I only watched 57 minutes of this shit. God damn. We gotta watch this. This is gotta be a 2-day event. I know this motherfucker with no 3-hour long interview. 2.5 hours. We only got to do 57 minutes. We got a long way to go. Shit. Yeah, telling is telling.
Who I love.
Yeah, Woody's the reason for the case. Yeah, Woody's definitely the reason for the case. He's like, yo, the nigga didn't have the, like, he didn't even belong there, yo. Like, he didn't belong involved in that. I think they just grabbed Gunna because they knew Gunna was a weak link. They already knew he told before. They knew he was a weak link. So they really used Gunna as, shit, we can get Gunna the cop. We can get some people to follow. Y'all got to realize this is a game and these people play it well. You know, all these, every plea deal is well thought out. They knew if we can get Gunna to take this fucking plea, that we can get the rest of them to do it. Because Gunna the only one got money. He the only one for real that really owed loyalty to Young Thug. The rest of them boys ain't owe no loyalty to that man, yo, because Young Thug ain't treat him right. Y'all watch the trial. Every single one of them people that got on that stand say, yo, when I went to jail, Young Thug ain't send me shit. Every single one of them. Woody, Tick, fuck's the other, Takarius Mender, fuck the other one name was, Walter Murphy. Every single one of them boys that got on that stand said, when I went to jail, Thug ain't give me nothing. They showed text messages where they couldn't even get $500. They had rent to pay. Man, that man sent them boys $500, man. And they got mad because the $500 ain't go to the fucking rent. You know what I mean? Niggas pocketed that shit. And the only time niggas do that is when you ain't looking out. When you ain't looking out, yo, people get shiesty. Especially if they think you got some money. He said, man, watch out. Straight up though. Like we just gotta make sure the narrative is correct. Yo, we don't just listen to words. Yo, we apply common sense and logic over here. Like he talking a real good game, yo, but you're not being real. Jeffrey.
9 terabytes. You know how much paper that is, bro? 9 terabytes of discovery. That's over 300 million pieces of paper. Front and back. 300 million pieces of paper. That's how much evidence they had. Damn. 300 million pieces of paper. Wow. I think it was 9 terabytes, 2 terabytes, whatever it is.
All that's not evidence. All that's not evidence. Some of that shit is witness statements. Some of it is forensics evidence. Some of it is motherfucking paperwork the police written up. All that ain't all evidence, yo. Like they throw that out there to confuse people to think they got mountains of evidence. A lot of that shit just be motherfucking what the fuck they call that shit? When they book you and they got your paperwork and they put your name and like what the fuck the name of that shit is. I got fucking papers to look at it. But yeah, all that ain't evidence.
Whatever that is.
Case definitely was weak from the door. I said that from the beginning. From the beginning, yo. See, this is why, yo, when it come down to breaking down these cases, I don't see nobody better on YouTube. If y'all was following when we was covering this case from the beginning, I say, yo, this case is garbage. They don't have no evidence.
It was terabytes.
Button, y'all. Yo, we got 200 people here and only 38 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button. Watching this shit with me ain't like watching it alone. You know, 'cause we really break this shit down. We ain't just flying for anything. We caught Thug being flawed a few times. I mean, we figured out that he owes Gunna an apology because he knew Gunna wasn't right and he put too much on Gunna. It was no way he should have expected Gunna to be solid. Now, Gunna did owe him loyalty, but he should have known that Gunna ain't loyal because Gunna already showed this loyalty. He said, man, watch out.
With me 2 years straight after them folks took their plea. And you let me paint this narrative to you, Shannon, and you agreeing with the narrative that Duke told on you. We sitting back in the back of this courtroom when we on trial every day. I'm coming back in the courtroom. We coming back from in the courtroom. When we leave out the courtroom, we go in these little cells behind the courtroom. We sitting in these cells. I'm in these cells. We just talking like men, like brothers. Damn, but that nigga Duke, bro.
He shouldn't have, bro.
I can't get it with you.
He knew Gunna was a rat. He admitted that he knew before. So he linked up with Gunna through one of his man, King Trope or whatever his name is. That was Gunna big homie. It was, you know, Gunna was his lower man. So before Yo died, he told Thug, y'all, I need you to take care of Gunna. Thug knew before this that Gunna wasn't right. He knew about the Crime Stoppers. He knew these things. So why did you expect him to do anything opposite of what he always done? Yo, that is Jeffrey's fault. It's not, you can't blame Gunna for that. Now Gunna do owe him loyalty because Jeffrey made him a millionaire. But he ain't never been loyal. Like, yo, you can't expect things from people. You can't, yo, like I said, yo, when people show you who they are, believe them. It was no reason why he expected anything opposite of what Gunna did. He wrong for that. He gotta take accountability for that. You can't blame Yo for that. What's up, Chill? Man, Playboy Pride, what it do? Fuck you been at? No, but Gunna owed him loyalty. Gunna owed him loyalty. Gunna was the only millionaire on the case. The rest of them boys is broke. If anybody was gonna be loyal, you're supposed to be Gunna. Like I said, yo, if it came down to Jeffrey, the only one being on trial, Gunna supposed to been right there with him. Gunna supposed to been right there with him. If he was a real man, if he was a man of integrity, if I was Gunna and Jeffrey did what he did for me and made me a millionaire so I could take care of my family and take care of generations, man, shit. Nah, I ain't mad. We gonna fight this bitch together. You heard me? Yo, we gonna fight. I don't give a fuck. They talk about the death penalty. Yo, I'm not turning on you, man. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I feel like a bitch. You understand? I would feel like I would feel horrible knowing that this man changed my life, changed my family life, put me in a better position, and I turned around. I took a plea deal on this nigga that implicated Joe in crimes. Man, fuck no, we fighting together, bro. We locked up. I don't know. He probably had some money somewhere. You know, he got industry friends.
Running around acting like no game.
I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. Yo, don't tell on me, yo. I respect you. You guys will go through with it. You did all that telling in the interrogation room. Here's your time to shine. Don't tell in the dark and then once it's in the light, recant. No, nigga, keep telling, nigga. You was telling before. Like, yo, you already a rat. You gonna be a rat regardless. You might as well go with your move, bro. We ain't ready to do that. He's not ready to do that. Woody doesn't deserve any respect for what he did. I'd have respected Woody more if he'd have stood on his business. I've been telling on y'all for years. I'm on the stand and I'm gonna continue telling. Don't get on this bitch and recant everything you did. I don't know. I don't respect that shit, man. I don't respect that at all. That's my code. That's what I ain't even my co-defendant. That's what the dude in my case did. Did all that telling, and then want to try and come to court. Bitch, keep it going. You told this long. Man, go finish it off. But that's the problem with the rat though. The rat ducks accountability. Yeah, he didn't say. Yeah, he saved himself. Yeah, race. He didn't save the case. He didn't save Young Thug. Yo, Woody could have got on that stand and said everything he said in that interrogation room. And you know what the fuck would have happened? Brian Steele would have ripped his ass into shreds. You feel me? Brian Steele, he could have said everything he said in that interrogation room, and Brian Steele would have had a fucking field day with him. You understand? He didn't save the case, y'all. Yo, people gotta stop. That's fuck people on the internet that don't know shit, never been in trouble. Tell he saved his case. No, he saved himself, man. They was ready to lock Woody up. Woody got on the stand to save himself. Yo, snitches don't save other people. He's a rat. Anything he does is self-served. He didn't get on the stand to save them. He got on the stand because they was ready to send his ass to jail. You heard what Wiscom just said. He wasn't trying to testify at first. The minute they said, look, we'll give you immunity. Oh, shit. All right. I testify now. But, yeah, we not ready to get it. That man don't deserve no respect. Hey, Morello, get your bitch ass out of here. Hit the cash app.
So you not doing none of that no more? You ain't doing none of that. All that shit is dead, man. You told. It's dead.
I think he for real about trying to change it like that.
I understand
But
it.
it's just like,
No,
I
he
think
ain't.
so too.
No, he ain't. No, the fuck he ain't. Them niggas don't change. That shit like a disease. Like, yo, these niggas is crazy, yo. Yo, this is why that we gotta review these things. Like, yo, if Woody was to get booked right now for a firearm, what y'all think Woody gonna do? You think he gonna go to jail? Or is Woody gonna go right back to his old ways and be in that bitch trying to bargain, trying to manipulate, lie? Woody's gonna go in that bitch and do what Woody always do. That shit like a virus, yo. That shit like a sickness. Them niggas don't change, man. He's ain't had the opportunity. It's not such thing as a recovered rat. You know, yo, if a nigga told how many situations excuse me. How many times we seen what's the father? Abdul Robinson Sr., Queso father. He been a rat. Stayed out of trouble for a amount of years. The minute he got back in trouble, what'd he do? Testify on his son. You know what I mean? Like, yo, these people don't change. Yo, that's who you are, yo. It's not about the streets. It's about the integrity of the person. Woody lacks integrity. Woody lacks morals. Woody lacks principles. Woody lacks accountability. It ain't got shit to do with the streets. So the minute he get into a situation where he got to be held accountable, he's gonna blame somebody else. He didn't change. He just ain't been in trouble in a minute. That's all. He ain't had the opportunity. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, Alicia? That's still his fault. Accountability is everything, yo. We live in the world. Nobody wants to be accountable. He can't be mad at Gunna. But Gunna do owe him loyalty. So Gunna did wrong. But Jeffrey can't be mad because he knew what he brought himself into, man. You knew that. Like I said, if I'm hanging with a rat and he tell on me, I can't be mad at him. If I know you a rat and you tell on me, how the fuck I'm gonna be mad at him? I can't be mad at him. Now on the reverse end, like yo, it's two sides to every situation. Now on the reverse end, considering what Thug have done for Gunna, Gunna supposed to sit there and rock that bitch out till wasn't no case left. If a life sentence came down, it supposed to have been Young Thug and Gunna. Based off of what Gunna have done for him, what Jeffrey has done for him, based off of the relationship they had, based off of what Jeffrey have done for Gunna to provide for his family for years down the line, he was never supposed to take that plea deal. Never supposed to take that. He was never supposed to do none of that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Jeffrey knew this man was flawed. And you fuck with him anyway. And now you mad because he showed you flaw and you knew he was flawed all along. You can't be mad at him for that, man. Even what you did for him, because you can't change people. All people can do is what they normally do. You know what I mean? You knew the man wasn't right. Jeffrey went wrong for thinking that I can take care of this man elevate him, upgrade his life, and then somehow in return he's going to give me loyalty. He was wrong for that. Because the man ain't never gave him loyalty, because it ain't about money, it's about the integrity of the person. Gunna lacks integrity. Lacks integrity. Gunna lacks honor. No, Gunna owe him shit. Gunna was wrong. Yeah, he was wrong, but Gunna did what he always do. You feel me? What's up, Ed? Gunna did what he always done. Gunna doesn't have loyalty. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have loyalty. Jeffrey knew this before signing him, before changing his life. He doesn't have any of that. So how can you expect it from him? It's like the Bible talks about ignorance, yo. God doesn't blame the ignorant. You understand? That's in the Bible, man. You can't blame the ignorant. How am I blame you for something that you didn't know? You understand? How am I blame you for something that you didn't know? I can't blame you for that. You didn't know. Now, once you know, now you're obligated to, make the necessary adjustments. But at the end of the day, when it come down to Gunna and Thug, he knew Gunna was a rat. Gunna told previously, you hung with the nigga, bro. You can't be mad that he went out sad. What you thought, since you taking care of him, that was going to change who he is? Man, fuck no. Man, who you are, a tree grow roots, man. Who you are is who you are at the root. It don't matter if the tree leaves change during the season. It's still a motherfucker what it is at the root. At the root, Gunna is a rat. At the root, Gunna been a rat. So why did Jeffrey think that he was going to get in this situation and Gunna was going to hold it down? He was wrong for that. This ain't got nothing to do. Did I say anything about street shit, dumbass? Yo, loyalty is street shit. Honor is street shit. Integrity is street shit. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Shimmy, you dumbass. What did I say about the streets? I ain't say shit about no streets. Everything I say was about integrity, loyalty, honor, morals, principles. We ain't talking about the streets. No snitching, and it ain't got shit to do with the streets. You do the crime, you do the time, that ain't street. That's just integrity. That's called accountability. It's called accountability, dumbass. See, you's a rat. That's all. You don't have morals. You're telling on your friend because you's a bitch. I don't know where you from. We don't operate like that where I'm from.
Watch P pouring the baby like a motherfucker.
Yeah. We raised our morals in my city. You sound stupid. It's called dissent. Everybody trying that dumbass shit. So the police don't tell on each other either. Government officials don't tell on each other either, Shemmy. Fuck is you talking about? It's called a code of honor. Code of silence. If you involve yourself in anything, it's a code of silence that come along with it. It's unwritten rules, bitch. Dumbass nigga. I hate that shit. I hate dummies. You can be so open and honest and obvious and explain it to a T, and then you got a dumbass that just say something stupid. Yo, if you slow, just say that, bro. Maybe this ain't the channel for you. You might need to go watch DJ Academics. I mean, he might be more slower for you. You feel me? But this ain't that, yo. We deal with real people over here.
Wham took off as soon as he started. He ain't even get a chance to spend no real money on baby. Wham took off time first.
It wasn't built on love. That's why it folded, y'all. It wasn't built on loyalty, y'all. Anything that ain't built off the right shit is gonna fall. I mean, the Atlanta rap scene wasn't built on loyalty. It was built on clout. You know what I mean? It was built on clout. You got guys knowing other guys rats and they turning the blind eye. You know what I mean? You got niggas knowing niggas flaw. Like the foundation was fucked up. You know what I mean? It wasn't built on loyalty, man. It wasn't built on trust. It was built on clout. It was built on what can you do for me? How can I use you to benefit? It wasn't built. The structure wasn't strong. I don't think it needs to get back. Because in order for it to get back, it's gonna have to go back to the same structure. You know what I mean? The structure is on shaky ground. It's gonna have to go back to people hanging with people that they know ain't right. Yeah, I think that's dangerous. Read what it is.
What I want you to think about is who united all them niggas together. Slime did. Thug did.
So how we do it then, Slime?
See,
How we do
and
that
this the
now?
thing is though, y'all. Why is you even asking that? Big Bang, you see what it is. Like, yo, do you want like? Look what's going on. Like, why is that even a question? Like, yo, I don't even think this should even be a question. Coming from somebody like Big Bang. You supposed to know better. You shouldn't even want this to get back right. You know what I mean? Everybody's need to do their own thing, go separate ways, yo, because that shit, it wasn't, you know? Look at it. Yeah, well, hey, all good things come to an end, yo. You know, the foundation was shaky. It was built on shaky. It wasn't built on solid ground. Build another one. You know what I mean, build another one. They got better structure. Maybe it'll last. But that shit that they had, you know, it wasn't built. It wasn't built off loyalty, man. It wasn't built off trust. Anything that ain't built off loyalty and trust, that shit gonna fail, man.
How we do that?
I think
At least to the point to where it don't be no bullshit.
casualties.
Because all this shit is going on, all this talking ain't gonna do nothing but build egos. Niggas gonna bump into each other. Hey man, you gotta step on
Wow.
that ego. That's why you ain't gonna never see me condemn a nigga on these podcasts, bro, because I already know how this shit go.
That
Niggas
none
ready
last
to go
time
out
anyway.
there behind their ego and their name. So nigga, when I first came to this shit, I fuck these niggas. These niggas don't wanna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like,
I don't
I
know,
ain't
man.
on that, bro.
It's
I'm trying
different than DMV,
because I
man.
already know, bro. It's like, how the hell y'all niggas beat these folk and think these folk happy y'all beat them?
I know they ain't, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever, the energy, whatever,
No,
nobody like.
they didn't beat him. Like, yo, can we at least get that understood? They did not beat Fannie Willis. Won, y'all. She won. Fannie Willis won. She got 27 convictions. They didn't beat shit. This nigga Jeffrey caught up to a 40-year plea. 15 years probation. That nigga Jeffrey's gonna be 70 years old on probation. As long as if he violate. He violate that bitch twice, he gonna be 70 years old still on probation. They didn't beat nothing.
You can't bring that energy back, bro. Niggas can't do that shit. Niggas ass going like when that boy fell out that motorcycle. They put the young nigga Woody. When he fell out the motorcycle, they just put out the what's name at first. Him laying on the ground. I prayed for that young nigga. Like, man, I hope he ain't got shot. I hope he alright. Hope ain't nobody shot this boy. Cause it finna be some niggas going to jail for good.
Facts.
For good.
I'm talking about if you violate BMO. You know, if you violate probation, they don't gotta give you the whole sentence. They're not gonna give you the whole sentence. They're gonna branch you off. You violate, you might do 5 years on a 40. Then they give you some more probation. You violate again, they might give you 10 years on a 40. Then they give you some more probation. Before you know it, you've been on probation for 40 fucking years. That's how that shit work, bro. It's the probation game. Subtract. Yeah, I told y'all Woody ain't changed, man. Woody, he just ain't told yet. He ain't had the opportunity to tell, that's all. Yeah, Guy the only one that won.
Like, fuck all that. Ain't finna be no more of that maybe shit. And they gonna be them other people.
Better rallies.
Yeah, so what the fuck? I know niggas, man. I don't know, man.
That's why I
I
don't
don't
fuck
know
with him.
I'm too old, bro. I'm 47. I can't go sit in that motherfucker. So I be trying to tell these niggas
God
like,
damn, you 47.
yeah. You know, I'm just saying, bro. I ain't trying. I learned my lesson.
Bro,
I
was at, the thing I don't like about what Rollo said is, why is you painting that picture knowing that I'm the reason a lot of
Okay.
niggas cool with each other?
Hope you
And the
don't.
DA just painted the same picture. That's police shit to me, bro. You can't get on the internet and say, fuck nigga, you really divided the city. How?
Yo, Rollo's work with the feds. I don't believe you work with the feds once. I believe that's a lifetime job. You work with the feds again, you working with them forever. That's just my interpretation of it. I don't trust anybody that ever worked with the feds. Not Terrence Williams, not none of them motherfuckers. You work with the police, I think you work with them bitches for the rest of your life.
Did I divide the city? I brought the city together. I was at odds with Lucha.
I think they actually trying to trick him off the streets. I think Jeffrey's putting a dent in the snitch culture that they've been trying to push for 5 years. That's really my honest opinion about this whole situation. I think Jeffrey's putting a dent in snitch culture because he calling out rats, and it was gaining steam. So the rat, this is a rat attack. You feel me? Like, yo, this is a rat attack. You got Woody, you got 6ix9ine, you got Rilo, you got all of the QCP, they all whack 100, they all coming out the sewers and shit.
Just like you
I
gotta
already said, yo,
understand,
Jeffrey can't blame nobody else. You know, he can't blame nobody. You know, you hung around rats, bro. You knew these guys was rats, at least some of them. Yeah, man, you hung with them. You ain't get no money with them because them boys is broke. But you let them boys into your orbit. You let them boys into your inner circle. He should have been fully aware that, yo, when this shit end, it's going to end bad. And it got to end, yo, because it wasn't built on loyalty. It wasn't built on trust. Anything that's not built on loyalty and trust won't succeed. That's just what it is. And man, we ain't really, it's 59 minutes left. We ain't going through the whole 59 minutes. It's late. I appreciate everybody that tapped in. 133. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the live. Yo, you gotta share the lives. This is part 2. The first half of the video, YouTube clipped me, but it's still on my page. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that tapped in, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's another day of keeping you news. And I'm out.